Hi, my name is Selena Hunter, and this is my Courtroom Presentations project. For this project, I am going to have an added PowerPoint presentation to go along with this project, and I will go ahead and tell you which PowerPoint slide I'm on as I'm on that slide. So I'm recording myself as well as presenting from my PowerPoint presentation. For this Courtroom Presentations project, we're supposed to explain to a judge about our client and why they should be on probation or parole for longer, or why they should be taken off or sent back to jail or prison. For my particular program, I do not have someone on probation or parole. My program actually deals with criminal justice professionals in their workplace so that they can continue to be employed while dealing with their at-home stressors and that kind of stuff, outside of work stressors. So I don't have anyone on probation or parole, so I'm going to pretend that I'm taking my client off of work because of all of these added stressors, and I think that they're endangering her in her workplace. So I'm going to take her off of work to be a part of the program a little more. And I'm taking her off of work, and then I'm going to explain to the judge why I think that she should be able to go back to work. So I'm going to explain to you which slide I'm on as I'm on each slide. So slide number 1 is the courtroom presentation slide. It's the introductory slide. So this is my courtroom presentations project for Baker College Online Criminal Justice 1810 course. My name is Selena Hunter, and this is due on July 4th, which is today. So slide number 2 is about my client. So my client is Leslie Joanna Telsey. Ricketts is her maiden name. She's 35 years old, born on March 3rd, and she has a spouse. Her husband's name is Gene Telsey, and he's also 36 years old. And she has a son who is Mayhem Telsey, who's 2 years old. She's employed at Muskegon County Correctional Facility full-time. I do realize that my program, it was based out of El Cajon, California, and then I put her in a correctional facility called Muskegon County Corrections, and her address on all of her information is also for Muskegon County. I do realize I made the mistake, and I do apologize for that, but I'm just going to kind of run with it. So a little bit about her. She's married to a man. She's in her mid-30s, and she has a 2-year-old son. So her 2-year-old could also be these added stressors. She has a toddler. She's working all sorts of mandates at the correctional facility, and then her husband doesn't like her place of employment. He thinks that it's too dangerous. She shouldn't be doing it, that kind of stuff. So moving on to slide number 3 is the status of my client. So my client did fill out a form and she identified that she is sleeping less. She does feel like she's not getting enough sleep at night. She's having suicidal thoughts, and she drinks for social events, which actually could not be a problem, but because of her suicidal thoughts and her lack of sleep, it could turn into a problem. So I did put that in there. I do think that is very important to annotate. So for slide number 4, the summary of her issues. So she fights regularly with her spouse. She works a lot of mandations for overtime. She doesn't feel like she has enough time to fix her marriage. So she's having problems with her marriage, but then she's working all of these hours, and she has a 2-year-old son as well. She doesn't feel like she has enough time to fix her marriage and all the problems within her marriage. She basically fights with her husband. She sleeps through the night and then wakes up angry and then goes to work angry, and it affects her work life. It affects how she treats her coworkers. It affects how she treats the inmates at the facility, and inmates have actually said that they do feel like she's disrespecting them, which actually could cause problems for her safety. How she acts in the correctional facility and how she treats others is going to come back to her. It's kind of like karma. Correctional facilities are like that. If an officer has an issue with an inmate, the inmate could retaliate. So moving on to slide 5. The summary of my client's targeted issues. She's having stressors because of her spouse's disapproval of her type of employment. Her home stress is following her to work. She has shown progress while at the program. The program's name is Healthy Works. And then she's beginning, after a period of time, she's beginning to understand her spouse's point of view on why he disapproves of her place of employment. And then she's actually been showing up to the facility, the program, stress-free for 3 months. So that's good. So to kind of say this in a way that I would say it to a judge would be that my client did start my program with all of these issues of sleeping less, drinking, having these suicidal thoughts, and then she's coming into my program, utilizing my program effectively. She's coming in at regular time frames. She started off she started off only coming into doing one-on-one sessions with the doctors, and she didn't feel like that was working, and she thought the program was going to be a waste of her time. And she's had all of these suicidal thoughts and feels alone. She feels alone and alienated. But then after utilizing the program, after months, the doctors have talked her into using the group sessions. The group sessions are what the program is all about. It's what it's more focused on. The group sessions are what the doctors are trying to get the clients to go to. The group sessions it's almost like an AA setting for Alcoholics Anonymous, and it's a group session so that you can talk to other people who have the same issues, so that you can not feel so alone, so you have all that extra added support. So after 3 months of being there, after a couple months of being there and doing all the one-on-one sessions, a doctor actually did talk her into going to the group sessions and getting all of that extra support, not only just from doctors and other doctors and nurses and the people at the facility, but she's getting all of the extra added support she needs from her other criminal justice professionals who are going through similar things to her. So she's feeling not so alone, not so alienated. She's getting the help and the understanding of people who are just like her. And she needs that. She needs to hear that from someone who's in the same situation with the same job, so she can learn to deal with the situation. She's getting all of these different point of views and all of these different ways of doing things from different people, so that she can see what works best for her situation and decide to act on it or not. So she's dealing with that. She's going to the group sessions. She's coming to the facility at a regular basis, and she's coming back less and less stressful each time. She's dealing with her stressors at home, and she's feeling upbeat and happy, not suicidal anymore, and the program is actually working in her favor. So I do feel that because of her activeness in the program, that she should be able to go back to work, because she is less stressed. She's not going to go to work anymore stressing out and having it affect her coworkers and affect the inmates and eventually affect her. So she's not being so stressed anymore. She's waking up and not having these suicidal intentions or suicidal thoughts anymore, and she's actively being like in a normal setting. She's actively feeling like herself again. She's feeling like she's getting the love and support from people she needs. So moving on, the progress, which is kind of what I just went over on slide number 6, was the first 3 months she was only doing one-on-one sessions with doctors. The one-on-one made her feel alone and alienated, so she didn't feel like she was getting the help she needed. After the first 3 months, a doctor talked her into going to the group sessions and the classes. The group sessions are what the program's all about, and she found comfort in the group sessions, learning from the other people within the program who are going through the same or similar things to her. She's getting all of the extra added support she feels that she needs. So slide number 7 is wrapping this up. So her being released from the Healthy Work program and why I think she should be released from the program. I kind of went over that already. So going over it in the way I would explain it to a judge, she is coming to the program regularly. I do believe she should keep coming to the program because it is helping her. I don't think she's fixed by any means, but I do feel like the program is helping. She's not as stressed or coming to work, or she's coming to the program stress-free now. She's worked through her programs with her husband. Her and her husband have learned how to talk to each other about their stressors and what makes them feel negatively about each other's situations. They have talked about her place of employment, her mandations, and her spending time with family. They have sat down and designated times for her and her family to have these discussions and to talk to each other about their situations so that they can better understand where each other's coming from. She's coming to the program stress-free. She has been for 3 months. Therefore, I do believe that the program is helping, and I do believe she should keep coming, maybe even less frequently. She should be able to go and return to work because of her less stressed way of life. She's coming in less stressed, which means she's going to go to work less stressed, and she's not going to have all of those factors playing in anymore. So she's not going to be acting a certain way towards coworkers or inmates, so that she will not be in danger at her workplace anymore. I do think that is extremely healthy. I do think the program is helping. So to wrap up, finally, this is my courtroom presentation project. This was more so about my criminal justice professional who was in a program to deal with their outside stressors. So not necessarily on probation or parole, but I took her off work and then explained why I think she should be able to return to work. So courtroom presentation, my name is Selena Hunter. Thank you.